All right, let's talk about a totally different way to manage your energy, your focus, and yeah, your stress. It's called the neuro-performance system, and it's all about finding this automatic switch in your brain so you can really unlock your best self. Let's dive right in.
Okay, first let's get something really important out of the way. Have you ever felt that being stressed out or overwhelmed is, well, some kind of personal failure? You know, that little voice that says, if I were just tougher, if I just had more discipline, I wouldn't be feeling this way. We've all been there.
Well, here is the absolute truth, and it's the foundation of this whole system. Stress is not a character flaw. It's not about you being weak. It's a completely predictable biological process. Your nervous system is just responding to signals, and once you understand how that machine works, you can finally learn to operate it.
To do that, we're going to borrow a really powerful idea from aviation. We're going to start treating your brain like a high-performance aircraft. And every pilot knows you need bold-face flight rules, those critical procedures they know by heart and can execute instantly when the pressure is on. No hesitation.
So, first things first. Before you can fly the plane, you have to know your way around the cockpit, right? This first part is all about understanding the control panel, figuring out which zone your brain is in at any given moment.
So this is it. This is your internal dashboard. Your nervous system basically has three main states, and we're going to color code them to keep it simple: green, yellow, and red. The green zone, or ventral, that's where you're at your best: creative, logical, connected. Yellow is sympathetic. That's your classic fight-or-flight mode. And red is dorsal. That's the total shutdown state. Honestly, just knowing which zone you're in is half the battle.
Let's start with the green light, the ventral zone. This is where you want to be. It's when you feel safe, you feel connected to other people, you feel engaged. Your thinking is crystal clear. You can access all your creativity and logic. This is literally where peak performance lives.
Now, let's talk about the yellow zone. Sympathetic. I like to call this the friction state. Your body thinks there's a threat, so it starts mobilizing for a fight. You feel irritable, you're antsy, maybe you're snapping at people for no reason. Your focus gets super narrow, and your brain just falls back on old automatic habits. It's great for surviving a real threat, but it's a terrible place to live day to day. And finally, the red zone, dorsal. Think of this as the emergency brake. This is the oldest, most primitive part of our nervous system. When a threat feels so overwhelming you can't fight it or run from it, the whole system just shuts down to conserve energy. This is that feeling of brain fog, of being totally paralyzed, or just completely checked out. You feel like you're offline.
Okay, so we know our zones. Now for the million-dollar question. How do we stay in that green zone as much as humanly possible? Well, that's where our pre-flight checklist comes in. These are the things you do every single day, proactively, to build up your resilience before stress even shows up.
This checklist is built around three simple, powerful routines that anchor your day: the morning prime to get you started right, the workday engine to keep you performing, and the digital sunset to help you properly recover.
Let's dig into the morning prime. It starts with two non-negotiable rules. First, get some natural sunlight in your eyes within an hour of waking up. This isn't just about feeling awake, it literally sets your body's master clock for the entire day. Now, second, and I know this one's tough, you've got to delay that first cup of coffee. So why wait 90 to 120 minutes? Here's the science. When you wake up, your brain is full of a chemical called adenosine, and that's what makes you feel groggy. If you slam a coffee right away, the caffeine just blocks the adenosine from doing its job, but the adenosine is still there, just waiting. By waiting a bit, you let your body clear it out naturally. And what's the reward? You completely avoid that massive afternoon energy crash. It's a game changer.
All right, to keep that momentum going, you need the workday engine. Try working in super focused 50-minute sprints, then take a real 10-minute break. Next, protect your eyes with the 20-20-20 rule. It's easy. Every 20 minutes, just look at something 20 feet away for 20 seconds. And finally, a super simple but powerful one. Check in and unclench your jaw. You'd be amazed how much tension you hold there without even realizing it. It's a direct line to your nervous system.
Okay, but life happens, right? You've done your pre-flight checklist, but suddenly you hit turbulence. A stressful email lands in your inbox. You have a tough conversation. You need your in-flight emergency drills. This is the tactical playbook for when stress hits right now.
This one's my favorite because you can do it anywhere, anytime, and no one will even know. It's the 5-second invisible reset. Step 1, change your posture. Sit up straight, pull your shoulders down and back. Step 2, take a nice slow inhale through your nose And now a really long, slow exhale through your mouth, making it about twice as long. Step 3. When that stressful thing is over, actually say, "That's done," out loud. You're giving your brain a clear signal that the emergency is over.
If your mind is just spinning out of control, you need an anchor. This is called sensory anchoring, and the easiest way is something called the ridge check. Just rub your thumb and index finger together. That's it. Focus all of your attention on the tiny little ridges of your fingerprints. It sounds too simple, but it forces your brain out of an anxious thought loop and back into the physical reality of the present moment.
Now for those bigger emotional waves, there's the 90-second sculpt shift. And 90 seconds is key, because that's about how long it takes for the chemicals of an emotion to run their course in your body. So here's how you do it. Stop. Connect with your breath. Understand and actually name the emotion. Say, "I feel frustrated," out loud. Then listen to your body and just process that physical feeling as it peaks and falls. Only then, once the wave has passed, do you take action. You're riding the wave, not letting it crush you.
So you've got your cockpit map, you've got your pre-flight checklist, and you've got your emergency drills. The final piece of the puzzle is the post-flight analysis. A great pilot always reviews the data. This is how you track your progress and actually turn all of this into a permanent skill.
And this is a really critical mindset shift. We tend to think of high performance as just, a feeling. I feel on today. But to really master your system, you have to start treating it as something you can measure. The data doesn't lie. It tells you exactly what's going on under the hood. So here's the mission, if you choose to accept it. Your goal is to log just one successful stress reset. Any of the drills we talked about every single day for 70 days. Why 70? Because that's the point where neuroscientists see habitual stability. It's when these new responses stop being something you have to think about and start becoming your brain's new automatic default. And here is a concrete, data-driven, bold-face rule to prevent total burnout. You can track your heart rate variability, or HRV. Basically, it's a measure of your nervous system's resilience. The rule is simple. If your HRV drops more than 10% below your usual average, then you are having a physiological crash. The action is immediate and non-negotiable. You have to reduce your workload by 20%. Right away, no excuses. You're protecting the entire system.
And that's the whole system, really. It's a simple, elegant loop. You proactively use your daily pre-flight checklist to build your foundation. When life throws you a curveball, you reactively deploy your emergency drills to get back into the green zone. And all the while, you track your data to see what works and get better and better.
Let's end on this main idea. The entire goal is to get these protocols so ingrained that they become second nature. You don't want to be fumbling for the instruction manual when the engine is on fire. You want to execute these rules from memory, without hesitation, just like a pilot running their bold-faced checklist. So I'll leave you with the question. Right now, this very second, I want you to check your own internal dashboard. Based on everything we've talked about, which zone are you in? Are you in green, yellow, or red? Just being able to answer that question, that is the first and most powerful step.